This is a funny article, right? Super funny, right? Is that what you guys were thinking? I thought it was funny too, as well. I mean, come on. Come on, this is a little ridiculous here. Hi, my name is NikoTheLegend, also known as the well-mannered teenager and the snowflake. And today we're going to be talking about, yes, something that someone just had to create out of thin air just to make it something. That's pretty much it. Into something that's kind of not really worrisome, but you know, when someone has to write an article about it, it makes me worried that someone wrote about it. It worries me that someone else is worried about this. And I'm going to do my best to explain why Starfield isn't bad for Mass Effect 5, but originally the article is Starfield is bad news for Mass Effect 5. So I'm going to do my best on this and explain to you why this isn't bad news at all. Now first, let's talk about Starfield and let's talk about Mass Effect 5. Let's give a bit of context here. Starfield is Bethesda's new upcoming IP that hasn't even been... Bethesda hasn't had a new IP in the past 25 years, and this is going to be their next big project, their next big universe, adventure, original idea. And this time, instead of set in post-apocalyptic or medieval fantasy, we get sci-fi. Yes, your Star Wars, your Mass Effects, your Star Treks, your, so on and so forth, okay? And Star Citizen, but, we don't talk about that scam of a game. Ha ha ha, funny. Now, Starfield is supposed to be that new IP. It's going to have them dive into a brand new genre, which they've never really done, futuristic, science fiction type things. Well, I guess Fallout is in the future, but it's like retro future, and it makes you... Anyway, who cares, right? Fallout 76 still hurts a lot of our hearts, doesn't it? Now, this could be exciting. This could also be kind of terrifying because we know Bethesda's track records with games in the past. Let's just say since Skyrim, when it comes to quality games, okay? And Skyrim was pushing it as well. It wasn't completely out of the shitter, but compared to Fallout 76 and Fallout 4, and Elder Scrolls Online. Look, Elder Scrolls Online, I'm sure a lot of you love that game, but if we're talking about just solid non-MMO games, then we get crap, pretty much. And we have Elder Scrolls 6 coming out in the future. We've only seen a teaser trailer, and, well, there has been some teaser images or little teaser trailers of just showing behind-the-scenes development. You can see it a little bit, and we have an idea. Check out the Elder Scrolls Redfall video. Oh my gosh, that is amazing. That gives you a clear idea of what it's going to look like when it comes out. But anyway, Starfield is their new sci-fi IP baby. And there's a lot of avenues that they can explore, and it can get you pretty excited to see what Bethesda is going to whip up this time around, especially being bought out by Microsoft. This will be interesting to see what tools and resources they'll have at their disposal, and we'll also get to see if this game really faces the test of time when it comes to crunch hours, and just the test of time when it comes to a company that's been around for so long. Hopefully they still have the magic left in them, if you even called that they had magic to begin with. They did. Come on, we all had a great time playing Oblivion, Skyrim, and then Fallout New Vegas. Oh wait, that was Obsidian. Easy joke, but still, nonetheless. Bethesda has had a decently long, pretty good track record, okay? Even if it's lost its mojo along the way. A lot of companies do that. Now, so we have Starfield that's supposed to come out maybe, if we're lucky, at the end of next year, but realistically 2022 and then 2023. God, I hope not 2023, because that's when I want the next Elder Scrolls game to come out. Now, let's talk about Mass Effect 5. Now, BioWare is just in the crapper as much as Bethesda. These are two crap companies right now, really scrounging around, really trying to find scraps of whatever they can pull on or chew on in order to survive the next cold winter, which is us, by the way, the consumers. And the consumers is what matters most when it comes to these games being good or not, because if the games are trash, oh, we'll let them fucking know that they're trash. Now, Mass Effect has been through hell and back again. I mean, so bad with Andromeda that the entire franchise has been put on ice. And before that, Mass Effect 3 really polarized a lot of fans with the original ending. I get it. I completely understand. I'm with you on that. And, yeah, Anthem doesn't help. And we haven't seen another Dragon Age in a while. And then, the Mass Effect Remastered Trilogy isn't, I don't know, it's supposed to come out next year sometime. But No, we don't have official confirmation or anything. This is just from leaked sources or someone on the inside or just someone just talking mad shit. Who knows? But if you see it from my perspective, Bethesda and BioWare are both in the shitter when it comes to this. They both have bad track records in the past 2 or 1 entry with the Legacy that have kind of poisoned the well. Like I said, Fallout 4, this is my opinion, Fallout 4, Fallout 76, I mean, shoot, even Elder Scrolls Blades, was that even a great game? Anyway, they have those games that kind of scarred Bethesda fans for life when it comes to those types of games. And then BioWare has had Anthem, Dragon Age 2, Mass Effect 3, and Mass Effect Andromeda. Okay, Mass Effect 3 is just, you know, I like it as a game as a whole, but the ending is... So, now with Mass Effect 5, with BioWare, they have a lot to, let's just say, answer for and correct, and they have a lot of challenges ahead of them as well, because this isn't an original IP. So, let's get to the part to where we talk about how Starfield is supposedly bad news for Mass Effect 5. Okay, Starfield is bad news from what this article is telling me is because Starfield is a brand new IP. Like I mentioned before, there's multiple opportunities to be different than Mass Effect because Mass Effect has already established itself in the gaming universe and in its own lore and own universe. We've seen what adventures are offered to us, for us. We've seen where we could go. We've seen what the game's all about, you know, et cetera, et cetera. We know what Mass Effect is all about. And Andromeda really didn't help at all making us want to come back to playing Mass Effect. But let's not count out Mass Effect 5 just yet. Now, like I said, Starfield, everything's brand new. We don't know what adventures lie ahead of us. We don't know who the main characters are. We don't know what things we'll be doing, what planets, or how it even functions, if it's even first person, third person. I mean, chances are it's going to be first person, but I'm just saying, we don't know a lot. We just seen maybe one leaked image, which has been third person. So I take it with a grain of salt with that one, folks. But Starfield can be pretty exciting. Brand new IPs are always exciting because it means that finally the company can get out of its comfort zone and stop being complacent and just going for the easy cash grab, right? This time they actually have to write brand new stories, laws, gameplay mechanics, functionality, worlds. You know, there's an entire new world building involved in this, and that's great. And this article is saying that could spell trouble for Mass Effect because Mass Effect is, you know, I guess what they're saying, out with the old, in with the new. That's the entirety of what this article is saying. But the thing is, Mass Effect, there's still left a lot to redeem for itself. There's still a lot left that could be done. This is a sci-fi game. This is what I like about sci-fi. You have the technology within the universe, you have the lore already established, and you have multiple pathways still that hasn't been traveled yet. There's many ways you can make Mass Effect interesting. It doesn't necessarily have to be on an epic grand scale. Maybe, just like with the Avengers, I'm talking about movies now, just like with the Avengers Endgame, it's already peaked as high as it can go. And then they release something afterwards, and it's probably not going to do as good because we're kind of burnt out. Maybe you can say that the same way for Mass Effect. Andromeda was something that came after such a peaked franchise with Mass Effect 3, or the original trilogy, that we kind of got burnt out in the process. Maybe. Or they just did such a terrible job with Andromeda that we just, yeah, there was no hope. I was super excited to play Andromeda. Don't get me wrong. A lot of us were really excited to test out a new Mass Effect game and going to Andromeda. It was a cool way for them to establish a new plateau. But because of the game's horrible development, crunch, and cycle, thanks to Anthem, that we got what we got with Andromeda. Now, which, by the way, if you screw up so bad, you can build up really easily, okay? Maybe getting out of the hole will be hard, a lot more difficult, but building from that will be not as difficult as people think. Because our expectations will be very low for the next Mass Effect. And if this Mass Effect trilogy that's coming out, if that does bad, then yeah, our expectations are going to be lower than dirt. Now, obviously, too low is a bad thing. We don't want to get buried underneath the crap. of what these companies are releasing. But Mass Effect it will give us hope if they do a good job with this remastered trilogy to show that they still have the love and support of the fans out there, the people who have been involved in the projects themselves, and just all of us coming together under one Commander Shepard roof, or Normandy roof, whatever you want to say. And that's what I'm saying. Starfield isn't going to make us want to not play Mass Effect 5. Unless you're a diehard, purist Mass Effect fan where you just been betrayed, you've never played anything since Mass Effect 3, you just didn't give a fuck about BioWare since then. Okay, I understand that, but it's been how long? It's been about 8 years since Mass Effect 3's come out. It's time to move on and get over it, people. Okay? It's time to get over it. It's time to look for the next best thing. And Mass Effect 5 can be great if they do it right. They can go with the small scale. They don't have to go with the Galactic Avengers scale like they did with Mass Effect 3 or the Mass Effect trilogy. They don't have to do that. We can go with a smaller scale of a story, and that's fine. There's so much minute details, smaller things they can do with Mass Effect 5, but still make it, at the same time, still make it great to where we can still travel from planet to planet, but they don't have to have the same kind of existential crisis like there was in Avengers or with the Reapers in the Mass Effect trilogy. They don't have to do that anymore. They've done that. Look for something that's more relatable, if you guys catch my drift. But see, you guys let me know what you want in Mass Effect 5 down below, and we'll talk about that more later. So it seems both games have their own paths set before them, and they can both come together to be solid games, and they're both trying to dig themselves out of their graves, okay? Because both companies they've seen better days, Seriously, they really need to do a good job on this. This is a no joking matter, unfortunately. It makes us want to laugh because this is ridiculous. Like, how can these franchises or these companies just be this pathetic? Well, it happens, Franchise fatigue is definitely a thing, and once people get so complacent with the stuff they've already released, they don't care about it anymore. They just want to make the money. And when you have a vision like that of these publishers who want to just make more how do you say it? Just more money. Let's just say that. Then it really gives the development teams a bad taste in their mouth, and they probably won't want to try as hard, or they just struggle to care. With that said, so let's just go back to what we're originally talking about. Starfield is bad news for Mass Effect 5. Starfield is bad for it. Brand new game, new IP. We don't know what to expect. It's original. It's going to be, new. Mass Effect, old. What do they have left to give? What are they going to show us that's going to be new? It's Mass Effect already had franchise fatigue, already put a bad taste in our mouth with this original franchise. How do they make us come back to it? I can see that. But I feel like when Mass Effect 5 is announced, we're going to be pretty happy. I'm telling you this much. Especially when Casey Hudson is going to be at the helm. The guy who made, I don't know, Knights of the Republic, Jade Empire, Mass Effect. I mean, come on. This is a cool dude here, okay? This guy really does care. I'll never forget hearing his voice for the first time on the Mass Effect 1 teaser, just talking about what lies in store for us. And, I think both games, I hope they really do well. I actually don't want Starfield to fail, because if Starfield fails, it's in its own right, then we have to worry about Elder Scrolls 6 failing as well. We don't want the well to be poisoned like that. We don't want this curse of bad games to be coming out. This would be the third bad game in a row. It's 3 strikes, you're out, okay? Fallout 4, Fallout 76, and then Starfield. After that, people are going to be tired of Bethesda and won't give a shit about Elder Scrolls 6. Same thing with Mass Effect 5. Let's not count Mass Effect 3 because we're just really pissed off about the ending, okay? Which probably just burns the entire franchise to the ground. But let's just go by the numbers here. As big games as a whole, we have Anthem, Mass Effect Andromeda, and now Mass Effect 5 is going to be that strike 3 if you're out, if it doesn't do well. I'm not really including the remastered trilogy in that because it's not a brand new game. It's definitely not original IP. It's something we've seen before, and we'll get a taste of what EA and BioWare really, what they can do to preserve the legacy and actually treated with tender love and care. We'll see how much they love their franchise and their fan base. And maybe Starfield would be the next Mass Effect. That'd be cool, because Mass Effect was the next Star Wars space opera of our time. It really blew people out of the water. It was amazing what they accomplished with those games. So I hope to see Starfield do the same thing. I'm more excited to see Mass Effect 5 because, we all love Commander Shepard and his adventures and many other things that go along with it. Still got to be cautious. And then Starfield, well, let's just say I don't really care about Starfield, honestly. I just want the next Elder Scrolls 6 because medieval fantasy, that is what makes me like Bethesda games, is medieval fantasy when you're playing the Elder Scrolls games. That's just how it's been for me since Morrowind. And I hope to see, if Starfield looks great, obviously I'll get it and play it. But Elder Scrolls 6 is definitely on my wish list to see and play. Now, with that said, I hope I did enough to explain why this article has even been made. Just remember, the bottom line is this article is just trying to say, out with the old, which is Mass Effect, and then in with the new, which is Starfield. How do you guys feel about Starfield and Mass Effect? How does this article make you feel? Do you feel like BioWare and Mass Effect really have much to worry about? I just want to hear what you guys think. And then also, what is making you excited to play these games, and what do you want to see in them? What do you want different in Starfield that you've seen that Bethesda's already done in Fallout and in Elder Scrolls 6, or Elder Scrolls? What do you want to see different? Besides the space theme. The entirety of it's going to be different because it's a different genre now, but still, it's going to be a role-playing game nonetheless. And then Mass Effect, what are some things that they can do to make it different than the previous 4 games? It doesn't have to be completely different, but as I said before, the stories can be done on a much smaller scale. It doesn't have to be like an Avengers Thanos type battle or Reaper battle. It doesn't have to have the existential crisis. It's not necessary to have. So what are some things that we can do? Who do you want the main character to be? Do you want him to be Shepard? Do you want to be someone brand new? Maybe it can be, I don't know, Garrus. Garrus would be a really dope brand new character or something. Or, or do you just want it to, like I said, a brand new character, but you can pick different races like Krogan, Turians, Asaris, Solarians, Volus. Let's just be honest, Volus would be the best race to be. Or Vorcha. God, those are the punk rockers, heavy metal rockers. Anyway, folks, I have been the NikoTheLegend, also known as the Well-Mannered Teenager and the Snowflake. And I'm going to leave you with this shoehorn of a message. If you like what you saw in this video, you're always welcome to come visit me again by hitting, fill in the blank, of NikoTheLegend. And check me out on Twitch at NikoTheLegend. And then if you want to be a part of the Discord server, I will be waiting along with many other adventurers in store for you. And it's been a pleasure, Pathfinders. Just remember, this is going to be a high-stakes battle. That I'm just being silly. We don't have to create Starfield versus Mass Effect 5, but some people have to just so to make themselves feel better. They got to have that competition all the time. Snoresville. Anyway, guys, take care, and I'll see you in the next cryostasis. What?